Second 5K. All right, hey everyone, how's it going? All right, I'm trying to. Oh, crap! I'm hearing myself. Okay. All right, I'm also trying to figure out how do I stream onto Steam. I've never done this before, so just a second. All right, okay, I think this should be working. Hey, Super Chat, thank you so much. All right, thank you. Sorry, just a second. Just trying to... Okay, so I think Steam should be working now. So if I refresh the page, and if there you go, this show up in there. All right, so that's good. All right, okay, so I think everything is working. I'm guessing you can all hear me okay. Okay. All right, I think everything is working. Everything seems correct. So just everything that is good. Yep. All right. Okay, just put everything, this one over here. All right, okay, good. Oh, did I? Is it good? Okay, now I'm a bit, oh, okay, it's just the, yeah, never mind. Just the preview here was stopped for some reason, but anyways, all right. I assume everything is working. Is the preview? Okay, I think it is working. All right, this is a bit strange because I'm trying to stream to multiple places at once, so trying to figure out if everything is working correctly. All right, so I'm going to assume that everything is correct. Seems correct. And okay. All right, so hey everyone, how's it going? Thanks for being here. Yeah, thank you, Big Daddy Game Dev. Thanks so much for the super chat. Thanks so much. How's your demo doing? It's doing quite well, actually. In terms of wish lists, got like 500 wish lists in 2 days. In terms of feedback, got a mountain of feedback. I still haven't gotten through all of it, so if you post a comment with a bunch of feedback, don't worry, I'll get to it. I try to go as much as possible, but yeah, there's so much stuff, so much awesome stuff, so thank you all so much for the feedback. That has been super useful. So yeah, I'm trying to get through all of that. I've got my to-do list right here. And it's got like a billion things on it, so I'm going to try to do a little bit of progress and see how much I can do. All right, so let me try doing a bit of work, try to answer some questions, just a bunch of things. Okay, so first thing that I would like to implement is the chase mines, making them jump up a little bit. So let's try doing that. Okay, some more visual scripting tutorials. Probably not. I mean, ideally I would like to, but yeah, there's just so many other things that I have to prioritize. So yeah, going for visual scripting, I don't think so. But it is quite interesting. I mean, the course that I made in terms of logic, that is all still very much up to date. So if you want to learn how visual scripting works, definitely go watch that. Okay, so let me make the chase mines, make them jump up. So let me first get a nice testing save scene. So here I got a scene, and let me spawn a zombie. By the way, if you haven't picked up the demo, well, of course, you can go onto Steam, and you can go download the free demo. And if you haven't tried the last version, on the last version, I had this little debug window, so it has all kinds of funny things. So this is actually super useful for developing the game, so I can spawn any kind of object, I can complete research, add experience, and so on, and I can also spawn a zombie. So this is going to be quite useful to test out how I want the chase mines to work. So let me see, where's the zombie? I drop the mine and just go straight. Basically, I want it to be able to jump up before it actually goes, because right now it can actually get stuck on a bunch of these buildings. So if I spawn another one, and if it goes, oh, why is it only spawning down there? That actually doesn't help. But yeah, let me try picking up one from here. And if I drop the mine there, eventually as he approaches, where is he? Okay, come on. There's the mine there. And I think it's already, yeah, it's already trying to move, but it can't quite get there because it gets stuck, and only after a while it gets. So basically I want to make them jump up and then chase. I think that should be quite a nice thing. Okay. Then unit testing in Unity. No, not really, although I do kind of do test-driven development in the sense that I try to make sure that all the code that I write, all of it is testable. So I don't actually write the tests, but I do make sure that all the code that I write is indeed testable. Okay, so let me just, all right, so this is the chase mine. So let's see what I've got, and I'm looking for a target. So this is just a basic state machine. So look for target, find the target, and I think that this should be quite simple, right? Because I'm using a rigid body. So actually this should be quite easy. I should just need put velocity vector3 dot up by a little bit, let's say 10f. That is probably too much, but I think that should be all that I need. If it goes like this, then it should go. Is it working ECS? Nope, not right now, although with the ideas that I have for the final game, eventually when I add The goal is you basically colonize one planet, you make it fully automated, then you go onto another planet, colonize that one, get a bunch of resources, so it has a whole interplanetary network. And when I get to that scale, I might actually need ECS, so I might implement not actually full-on entities, but at least just the job system that I will probably need to implement that. So yeah, right now no ECS, but in the future you probably will need to. Okay, so let's see, coming from the, oh, did you? All right, yeah, it did work, but it jumped a bit way too much. Okay, so 10 is way too much. Let's put just 5. All right. Future plans with Inky Gardens. Well, I wrote a little bit on the main menu, but yeah, basically I've got a ton of things. So right now the demo is essentially a alpha build of the game. So the idea is still to come out in around the end of July, perhaps August. So it's still got quite a while. All right, so let's see if that mine jumps up as that one gets closer. So let's see if it jumps up enough in order to basically jump over all these buildings in order to be able to actually hit the target. Okay, there you go, it did jump up. All right, awesome. So yeah, I do think that does work. Okay, let me spawn a whole bunch of them and see if they work. So spawn a whole bunch of them. Okay, that is way too much, but yeah. Let me pick up and let me drop a bunch of mines. So just throw, yeah, right, because they're already, so as soon as I throw it, it actually goes up because it's got a bunch of, all right, but yeah, it does work. Look at that, it jumps up. So that is, all right, but that one jumped up, but okay, but yeah, it did. All right, so yeah, I do think just this one change actually works quite well. Okay, great. All right, awesome. Game release into early access. I'm probably not going to do early access, so, or I guess the demo over here, this is essentially early access, so I'm keeping the demo even after the festival. So I'll keep developing the game, I'll keep updating the demo. So pretty much, if you go ahead and play the demo, please give me your feedback, and I will pretty much keep that going probably until release. Yeah, that's pretty much what I will keep doing. Okay. All right, so yeah, the chase mine jumping up, that was a simple one. That was nice. Okay, the other one that I want is the research, making it auto progress, because that one is actually quite annoying. So once again, thanks so much for the super chat. Yeah, because that one is, so if I continue and I go over here into research and I research, let's say, the red crystal, yeah, this one is going to take quite a bit. So basically having to press E every time is a bit annoying. So let's see if I can figure out how to do this. Okay, so for this one, let me go over here on the player. So the active game action, okay, let me actually go into the research lab. So on the research lab, fingers crossed you can finally rest a while. Yeah, I definitely want to. I was hoping to rest a little bit this week, but I definitely want to take advantage of, you know, when the festival is ongoing. So with lots of people playing the game, giving me their feedback, I definitely want to take advantage of that. So yeah, it's probably going to be until next week that I can finally rest a little bit. Hey, Gamar, hey, thanks, hola, hey, thanks for being here. Okay, so for the research, yeah, I think I just need to make a different one. Yeah. Yeah, the auto progress is pretty much just so you don't have to press E every time. So basically, every time the progress ends, I want it to start automatically. So for that, basically, I just need to create a new type of action instead of using my generic timed action. But actually, because the action part is actually something that I haven't implemented way too much, so just a little bit. By the way, if you want to see the scale of the game, so here are all of the tons of scriptable objects that I have for the recipes, resource nodes, all the objects, all the things that can be carried, and over here, all of the various scripts that make up the game. So really quite a lot of stuff. And most of this was actually written in the past 2 weeks. So in terms of scale, it was really quite insane making all this work in such a short amount of time. But yeah, I'm quite happy with the progress. Okay. C# course for beginners. Yes, I have my free course, which is started at beginners and intermediate users. So if you're a beginner, go ahead, go through that one. Lots of people have gone and they've really enjoyed it. So give it a try. Okay. So I want, what was the, because I know I did some player actions. So let me go into the player visual. Because I got the gather resource action. Yeah, let me just find this one. So over here, let me find the gather resources action. Right, this is the UI, so it's not here. So down here, gather resource action, and let me say Cypress. Okay, so research action, something like that. All right, research action. Okay, so research action. And basically I'm going to have, yeah, it's pretty much the same thing. I'm going to have some kind of time. Let's use the same time. So I use 2F. So let's go with 2F. So research timer. And then over here for the research timer max. And yeah, pretty much just doing the exact same thing. So just waits a little bit and then ends. Okay, great. You prefer using event handlers in action? Yeah, just to keep with the standard. So yeah, pretty much I always use event handlers. I only use actions when I actually want to delegate, not really an event. So yeah, for the most part, I just stick with the standard, use regular event handlers, and yep, it works quite well. Yeah, for the research timer, okay. All right, so basically what I need to do is make sure, yeah, it's really just this. So then I go into research lab. Instead of creating of that type, I created this type. And now I don't even have any action params, I don't think. Okay, so now I'm trying to think, how do I make the, because basically for the player, where do I got the active game action? So like, for example, I've got the on action completed. And I think I can make it so that when the action completes, I can essentially just queue up the next action. Okay, so all right, but I actually need to interact with it as well. But actually the lab, there's only ever one lab, so all right, so this is actually quite simpler. All right, so I've got the action complete. And yeah, I can actually just put it over here. So okay, so here, if the active game action, if this one is of type research action, then the player completed a research action. And then I'm basically going to start a brand new one. So if it is a research action, then I'm going to repeat it. So repeat the same action. And if it is not, don't repeat the action. Okay, so if I'm going to repeat the action, I pretty much just need to create a brand new. So create a new one. Right, how do I, because I just do the get and, yeah, I already know the, yeah, so I can actually run the exact same code, right? Yep, I can actually just run the exact same code. So when the action is created, so I can just do the active game action, the interactable is going to be the, not the HQ, the research lab. There's only ever one research lab, so I can just access it like this. I just do, well, let's actually call it interactable equals the research lab instance as interactable. Okay, so I've got that one. I go into that one, get and create the start action. You do it, get the action, and then, oh, the action complete, that's inside the thing, right. Sorry if I'm not reading chat, I'm trying to think a little bit, so that is why. How often do you use find? I previously used to use it quite a lot, but nowadays I never use it. So nowadays, whenever I want to reference, I just do a serialized field. So for example, over here, the player visual requires a reference to the player animator. So I just drag the references directly instead of using find. So yeah, nowadays I never use find at all. Okay. Education generosity made a profound and long-lasting positive impact on gamedev community. Oh, that's awesome. Hey, I'm glad the videos have been useful to you. That's awesome. As long as you keep watching, I'll keep making them. So thank you all so much for being here. Yeah, it's nice. Why do you cast into interface? Just so I don't have to rename all of these. The code is already made to work with an interface, so just keep working with an interface. Okay, so I think actually like this, it should already work. Oh, it's actually good. I forgot that I had the try start interaction. Right, because I use this for the... Okay, so that actually makes it quite a bit simpler. right? Right, yeah. Okay, so this part, this might actually make it a bit similar. So first I reset it just in case something goes wrong, and then I try to start the action. That will automatically fire off the event and something. Okay, so let's see if that is working. Where's my thing down here? All right. Okay. You don't need the as interactable. Not up here, since it's going to cast it automatically. Just when I need to cast things, since that one does implement the interface, as long as I use it and the function expects an interface, it will automatically cast it. Okay. So let's go down here and let's research something. Let's say ammo. Let's start researching. All right, didn't work. Why did it not work? Okay, when the action completes. So let's do a debug.log. Let's see what happened. This one is research action. All right, let's see. Make a minimap. Yeah, I'm thinking, I don't know if I'll make a minimap or basically just an arrow pointing back to the HQ. So I don't know, because minimap is nice. I like minimaps, but right now the UI is already starting to become a bit cluttered. So yeah, trying to add a minimap is going to make things quite a bit more complex. Okay, so it's still using a timed action, so I didn't actually change that. So research action, oh right. As always, basic issue, I just forgot to save the file. So yeah, because this one, yeah, it's already using that one. Yeah, it doesn't even take any action params. Nope, just like this. All right, that should fix it. Oh, hey, Jason in chat. Hey, Jason, how's it going? Nice. All right. Using Quantum Console in this project. Yes, I am. And if you're actually, if you're playing the demo, you can actually access the console. I mean, right now I made this debug menu, so it's not real necessary, but if you press Shift Escape, yep, over here is the Quantum Console, which has been quite useful. So I've got a bunch of debug commands that I was using for testing, but then I just made this debug window. So if you click on the secret little pink button over there, everything works quite well. Okay, so if I go into ammo, let's craft some ammo. All right, I just forgot the visual, but yep, there you go. Now it does that, and I can cancel any time, so now I don't have to press E every time. I can just press and wait, and everything works. All right, that's pretty good. So that should make it a lot more intuitive, so that people don't get lost in trying to actually make the action. Now let me just apply the same visual. So the visuals, this is still going to require quite a lot of refactoring. Actually, let's use the building construction. So for the research action, and do I gotta stop one? I don't think I gotta stop one. Nope, don't. Okay, great. You work in a game studio? Nope, just by myself. All right, let me get rid of the logs. No longer need them, and actually don't need this code because I can just use the try start and direction. And I also don't need, yeah, since, yeah, right, I don't. I can null the active game action, and if it is that one, then I'm going to repeat it, and if not, then, well, don't repeat it. All right, nice. Okay, cool. All right. Challenge you to make a video tutorial without using if-else. It's a bit of a weird challenge. I mean, I love switches, so yeah, that could definitely be done. Okay, so just making sure that everything still works. I don't want to pick up some power. All right, there you go. So now it does. Ah, crap. Was I building? No. Did I put it the wrong way around? What did I change? Oh, never mind. Yeah, I'm not very smart. Yeah. I thought I didn't need that. Yeah. See, this is kind of the issue when writing code on stream, which is, yeah, that's the problem, is that my brain, if I was working by myself, I would see that obviously I need it like this. I can't do it the other way. But since I'm on stream and my brain is trying to think and talk at the same time, things work not very well. What is the is keyword? You can use that to test if a certain object is of a certain type or implements a certain interface or something like that. So in this case, I can test if the action that the player is taking, if it is a research action. If so, then I'm basically taking it just like that. So basically over here, the active game action contains an action, so this is of type iGame action. And then I'm checking if it is a research action, which is an action which implements iGame action, which in itself just has a basic interface. So start, cancel, get the progress, and so on. All right. Okay, so that's another task done. Oh, right. I still need to save the mines. So what was I? Right, the research auto progress. And if you want to see how I handle my to-do list, there you go. Super basic. I have no idea if the camera can actually see that. There you go. Lots of tasks, lots of things I need doing. So yep, still a lot of work to do. Okay. Right. Okay, so that is working. Now what do I want? Oh, right. I want to save the mines because that is actually an object type that is not being saved. How to use the YouTube API to create a live chat overlay? I keep forgetting the link for the thing, but there it is. So if you go onto this page where you can customize the live stream character if you want, and if you go down to the bottom, you can see the various tutorials for how I made this live stream feature. So basically just involves contacting the YouTube API. So you can do that with a basic HTTP request. Then for the animations for the characters, these are mesh-based animations. And this is basically just a transparent Unity window. And then I'm basically tinting and randomizing all the characters. So quite a lot of things. Oh, hey, Jason Sorry is also here. Hey, nice. Lots of people. That's cool. Right. I guess today is, yeah, it's 7 p.m. It's actually pretty late for me, but I guess it's pretty early in the US. So yeah, I guess that makes sense. All right. Okay, so let me save the mines because right now, let me just, first of all, verify the issue. Is there a way to change the email? No, but you can either use the contact form to email me and I'll change it manually, or you can just create a new account. So basically the account is really just the email and password, so you can just create a brand new one and everything will work. Okay, so basically the issue is, okay, so I put a bunch of mines, then I save the file, then I go back outside, I go in single player, continue, and nope, there are no mines. Okay, so let's fix that. And that should actually be pretty easy. I just need to go into my save system and just over here got all of the objects that I'm saving. So for the mine, I think the mine is actually quite simple. So yeah, pretty much just need to save the position, I think. So let me actually go into, oh crap, go into the chase mine. Let me go inside this one. Oh, so I already added the save. I just don't think, yeah, I just didn't call this anywhere, but I already saved it. I already got the loading. So yeah, really, actually don't need the reference to that. Okay, so this should actually be quite easy. So let me go into the save system. So first of all, let's add some more data to the save object. So let's go into the chase mine and store a save object. So this is going to be the chase mine save object list. Then over here, I just need to create the list. So quite a bit of copy pasted code. Definitely need to figure out some other way because right now, as more and more object types happen, this becomes quite a bit more unwieldy, but so far it's still manageable. Okay, so the chase mine, and basically just looking for all of the objects that exist in the world, trying to find all of their types, all of their things. Chase mine save object list. Then I save that save data. Okay, so that is going to save everything. And then down here, I just need to load it. So just need to go into the chase mine. They all follow the same pattern. So quite a lot of copy pasted code, but at least it's all pretty much exactly the same. So go into the chase mine, load, save this one object, and yep, that should be doing. Okay. Dark mode, yeah, dark mode burns my eyes. I can't look at it for more than 5 seconds. Literally, I don't know what is it with my eyes, but if I look at the white letters on a black background, my eyes cannot focus. They get all messed up, so that is, yeah, I really can't do it. I can't look at it for more than a few seconds. It really messes me up. All right, so let's place some mines here. Let's go, save the file, go back, main menu, continue. And yep, there you go, got the mine. All right, awesome. Okay, great. So mines can now save. All right, so next one, I want a dinky spawn indicator. Okay, so how am I going to do this? Give me Y has white letter. Yeah, but it's not, it's just a tiny thing. So like this doesn't bother me, but if it was an entire window all black with white letters, yeah, that lack of contrast really gets quite messed up. Okay, so I do that one, or maybe the remaining building refund. Oh, how about the energy? Because the energy actually has, yeah, over here basically, yeah, if I spawn the energy, I can spawn a massive amount, never actually stop. So let me actually, is this thingy doing anything? Well, I guess it doesn't matter. So, well, actually, since I've got a bunch of debug things, let's pick up some more interactor bots. Let's build them and put it interacting with that. And there you go. And build another one. Actually, yeah, instead of placing the bots, although that shouldn't have happened. I think I just saw a bug. So if I'm carrying one of these, yeah, ideally I shouldn't, yeah, right. Why am I inspecting the interactor bot? Yeah, it's missing something there. All right. So I can interact with it. And yep, and basically the thing is I want to limit that, but first let me actually fix that bug that I just saw. So let's save it. Okay. Saving player data like you are saving. I did make a video on that quite a long time ago, and even though the video was made quite a long time ago, that is still exactly how I do things nowadays. So saving and loading to a file with JSON, that is still exactly how I do it nowadays. So basically for each of these, like for example over here, the chase mine. So I just create a save object. In there I put all the data that I want to save, and I just get the save object. So that is called over here on the save system. So it just cycles through all the chase mines and gets the save object for all of them. So it stores them in that list. And then I've got that list stored in an even bigger save object. So this save object, this is the main save object, which then contains all the save data for all of the individual objects. And then using this save object, I just convert it into JSON, which basically converts into text. We're not saving binary. I mean, this is a single player game. So if you want to hack the save files to get more resources, by all means, go ahead. That's not really a concern of mine. So yeah, basically just using JSON to save them and then bring them back and just loading them. And for loading them, in this case, this one, all it takes is the position. So we're really just going to instantiate a chase mine on this position, and that's really it. So yeah, in terms of save file, that method that I covered in that video quite a long time ago, yeah, this method is still valid. So this was in 2018, and yep, nowadays I still do pretty much exactly the same thing. All right. Generic dictionary. Oh, that's interesting. Newtonsoft does have some weird issues, or at least for me, usually it has problems with serializing vector 3s. It is a very strange thing. All right, okay. So where was I? Already forgot. All right, first let me fix that bug. So on the interactor bot, there was a bug on this one, which is on the can interact. Where is the can interact? Here it is. Can carry this, can interact. If it does not have, oh, it's the, yeah, exactly, it's the can interact alternate. So now I need to remember how I, so let's get into the crafting machine. So yeah, basically it's the, I just test if it is carrying something. If not, then I can't. So let's go, where's my interactor bot, not the UI. Where's the interactor bot script? Just closed. Can interact alternate, there it is, this one. So if this one is being carried, then you cannot interact with it. And if the interactor is holding something, then you also cannot inspect this guy. This dot name string, cannot inspect it while carrying something. Okay, so that should hopefully fix that issue. All right. Binary is just better and more compact. I mean, that's technically true, but the save files right now are 20 kilobytes. So that's really not, size isn't really a concern right now. And yeah, if you want to learn more about saving, then definitely go ahead and ask Jason Sorey. Go watch his talk on gamedev about serialization and deserialization, because that's basically what saving and loading is all about, just serializing and deserializing data. So, all right. So the issue was that I was holding something and I was interacting, and right now, okay, great. So that's one bug, nicely fixed. Right now, the other issue is, yep, way too much power is being generated, so I want to stop that. And basically, I want to do the exact same thing as on the Dinky. So what did I call it? The gather resource node dinky behavior. So yeah, over here it tries to find things, tries to move the object, and it tries to see if it can actually spawn. So it does a query in order to find all things. So let me go. Huh. Where did I add it? Did I? Oh, that's good. Oh. Okay, so now I'm thinking. Yeah, because I added it on the interactor thing, not the other one. Okay, so this is actually a bit trickier than I thought. Or maybe not. I can actually just go, yeah, if I go into the, what did I call it? Power generator manual. Yeah, I guess I can just extend the can interact, so. Because, yeah, this one is going to, yeah, try to spawn the power. Right, so I guess just on this one, I can do a bool can spawn power. And over here, I'm just going to do the basic thing. So I'm going to do that. Going to look for, do I look for a carry object? How to customize my character? Follow the guide on the website. You can draw a thing and so on. Okay, so can spawn power. Yeah, the power is a carry object, right? Yes. So I see if it is a carry object. Then I check if the carry object dot carry object as so. If this one equals the game assets instance, let's grab the carry object list as so and grab the power. So it's power. So if it is power, then do an int, so power amount. Okay, and up here power plus plus. And then, okay, so let's do, yeah, let's call it pretty much the same thing. So private const int for the resource object nearby amount max, let's say just 3. Okay, so basically I don't want to spawn more power if there's already at least 3 of them. So if power amount is bigger than that, or bigger or equal to that, if so, then return false, so cannot spawn power. And if not, then yep, everything does work. So over here, return true. So on the interact, I'm basically going to check if can spawn power. So if I cannot spawn power, then I'm going to basically return false, so I cannot interact with this. And I'm going to need to return a positive game message. So this is basically the message that shows up on the interactor UI. And for the negative game message, let's say something. So cannot generate power, too many already spawned. It's not a good message, already spawned nearby, too many already nearby, something like this. Okay, so if he cannot spawn the power, then he's going to do that. And same thing over here for the try spawn interact. Let's do another check, even though this should never cause problems. But if you can spawn power, then you spawn it. If you don't, then you. Ever lose motivation? How do you regain it? The answer is don't rely on motivation. I know that sounds strange. Oh, I've got the power right here. I didn't even know that. So I can actually use that instead of using the singleton. Makes it a bit better. Yeah, so basically pretty much motivation is a very uncontrollable thing. So I would say try not to rely upon it. So I would say try to write from a list, write a nice to-do list of everything that you need to do, and then just force yourself to do them. As long as you really want to achieve the final goal, then I would say rely on that instead of actually relying on motivation, which is something that comes and goes. But as long as you focus on being professional, doing the work, as long as you do that, then motivation isn't really a factor. So for me, even on the days when I don't really feel like it, I know that if I want to actually finish the game, there are a bunch of things that I need to do. So I really just push through and finally actually do them. So yeah, all right. Aha, okay, so I think it's already working. There's way too many of these capstone bots. Go away. Let me take it. Can I tell you to interact with something else? No, I can't. And I can also not, yeah, that's a bit tricky. What tune shader do you use? This one it's called Quibbly. So on the asset store, crap, because I don't have a link to the asset store. It's Quibbly, which is this one, an anime shader, and looks really nice and has a nice outline, so that is actually perfect for the interaction. So as I approach something, basically just changes the outline from black to white, And that alone makes it super easy to be able to select things. So yeah, it's pretty nice. Okay, so yeah, that already works. So right now, even if I were to disable this one, so, oh, I can actually disable. Well, that's interesting. Well, I can disable that one. Okay, so that one is no longer going to pick up anything, and these are going to generate some power, and now don't generate anymore because there's already way too much. Okay, great. So now let me just actually use a proper number. So I don't know, maybe 7. 7 within a radius of 5. Yeah, I think that's maybe 6. All right. What is this game about? It's a nice automation, colony, building, management game. So lots of things. All right, look at that. Lots of resources. Woo. Okay, great. So, yep, that is indeed working. So I've got a limit, so you can no longer spawn infinite power, so that's good. There was something else, which was if I tell... What is this one doing? Adding power. Well, it doesn't really matter, does it? Let me just... Is there a dinky over here? What is he doing? I don't know. Okay, so let me tell him to interact with that. And basically the issue was... Yeah, I think the issue was with... I don't remember. There was some issue with this. That was like spawning the... Demo debug menu in demo. Yep, it is there. So if you go on the right side, the little pink button, if you're using the very last version, yep, it is right there. So I'm asking, please let us move items. Yep, I did implement that on a few buildings. So actually, I should probably work on that right now. But yeah, for a few buildings, like for example, this item grabbing machine, there are now these two. So refund, that one converts it into the resources used to make it. And if I put back in capsule, there you go. Picks up a capsule, so now you can pick it up and place it somewhere else. So now I just need to actually apply that to all of the other ones. So yeah, let me try doing that. Basically, limit the energy generated. Okay, so that's good. Right, I also need to sync the dinky behavior. Okay. Yeah, because that one is going to be a bit tricky. Yeah, for the other ones, because how is this one? Okay. So, yeah, it's the interactor bot that does not have it because I implemented it just on the building. Where's the game loop you are aiming for? Tend to be more of a roguelike? No, it's more of a longer campaign thing, so it's meant to be one playthrough rather than constantly going. So basically you spawn on a level, then you spawn your very first dinky, you use that dinky to make more dinkies, gather more resources, do a bunch of things, then do some research, then replace the dinkies with automated machines. Then when the planet that you start on, when that planet becomes fully automated, then basically there's going to be a second layer on top where you can go into a second planet, colonize that. That one is going to have some different resources, maybe different dinkies, different enemies sort of things. So yeah, it's pretty much going to be like that. So going to a planet, colonize it, go into another one, colonize it, mix all the things. So yeah, something like on the scale of Dyson Sphere program. Not quite like that, because that's an insane scale, but something like that where you got multiple planets and interplanetary logistics. That's pretty much what I'm going for. Okay, so let me go into the building. And yep, on the building already implemented the put back in capsule and the refund building. Okay, so basically I just need to implement that also over here on the interactor bot, which should actually be doable. I don't know, let me see. Oh, didn't I save this? Nope. Okay. But yeah, so basically I've got the put back in the capsule. Does this one not have a destroy self? I don't think so. No, it only has for the carry out. Oh, it does. So am I calling this ever? Oh no, I think I just made it as part of the interface. Oh, because this one is a carry object, right? Yeah, that's why it implements this one. All right, okay. So yeah, basically just need to put it back in capsule and refund building. So, all right, yeah, I just need the building capsule SO. So let me just, because this one has a carry object, but that's not the capsule, right? Yeah. So let me put a building capsule SO for the building capsule SO. All right. Keep the UI separate, not overlaid over one canvas. Yeah, it just makes it super easy to actually work on it. So right now, all of the UI windows, those are all separated, but I've got a super basic script. So let me pick one of these. Got a reset position script. All it does really just this, just grabs the rect transform and sets the anchored position and size delta to 0. So basically, as soon as the game starts, all of these windows get positioned on in there. But yeah, while developing, it is really nice not to have all of them overlapping, so I don't need to constantly enable and disable things in order to see them. I can just position them all over, and everything works quite nicely. All right. You can throw apple above building. Is this okay? Above building? Sure, you can throw it wherever you want. Yeah, actually, in terms of collisions, I do think most of the buildings actually do have collisions. So, yeah, you can have quite a bit of fun with throwing lots of things. Okay, so yeah, I think that is actually all that I need for this in order to refund the building. If I've got the building capsule, I can get the crafting recipe, so I can get all the contents. And if I go, yeah, I think this one is really just that. Do I need to force drop a carry object? Where did I put this? Yeah, I put it on the network despawn, and I've got the on destroyed and on any destroyed. Okay, so yeah, I'm going to need to implement this because this one, yeah, this one does not extend that one. Right. So yeah, pretty much going to need to implement a on destroyed over here, and let's also do a on any destroyed, and this is a static event. So let's clear it. And oh, I did not make it static. Okay, because I need the on network despawn, and I don't have any here. All right. So, because I'm going to need to do pretty much the exact same thing, I'm going to need to force to drop the carry object, and then despawn it. So yeah. All right. So basically, put back in the capsule. I'm going to instantiate the capsule. I'm going to destroy this one. Then on despawn, I'm going to force drop in case this one is carrying something, which I don't think this one can actually. Yeah, this one is not a parent, so this one. But yeah, sure, it doesn't. It's not a problem. Okay. Would you ever const your float over a simple float? I mean, if you want it to be a constant, then you should make it a constant. So over here, this max range, the range for the interactor bot, this is never going to change. So yeah, pretty much if a value never changes, then just go ahead and make it a constant. That makes the code quite a bit more clear. I said permitted Vouch patch. Yep, I just need to, because right now you can't directly interact with them, so that is the issue. But yeah, that is also, I need to make a UI for that one in order to be able to do it. But yeah, okay, so anyways, I do think this one should already be working. So if I go into the interactor bot UI, yeah, I just commented this out because I didn't actually finish implementing it. But like this should be working. I gotta say, my voice is not made for constantly talking on live stream. Do you go surfing? No, I'm not very much an aquatic person. So yeah, surfing, swimming, not really my thing. I much prefer dry land. Okay, so let me just go here, enable the buttons, and technically with that, this should be working. You need to keep using UGS or use something like FacePunch. I'm not sure. I mean, so far UGS is actually working quite well. I mean, the demo has actually got quite a lot of people playing it, and yet I'm still on the free tiers. So yeah, I think UGS is working quite well so far. All right, so I interact with one of these, I put it back in capsule, and nope, nothing works. Why did it not work? I got an error. Okay, what's the error? Oh, right, because I forgot to assign it, of course. It's always the simple bugs and simple issues. That's not what I want. Where's my... So the carry object, no, the interactor bot. Is it in... Where did I put it? Did I make it? Oh, I made it the building object. Yeah, that's why I couldn't find it. Okay, so the interactor bot. Let me just see if it's over there on that list. Okay, so for the interactor, yeah, just need to assign the building capsule for the interactor bot. Yep, there you go, just like that. That didn't break anything. Okay, great. So, yep, and let me also add just an error pause, just so I can easily see the errors, because with all of the characters down here, it's kind of hard to see the console down there. All right, so let's go. Continue. and try to do that. So I go up to one of these, inspect, put back in capsule, and it does work, except this one did not hide itself. So, okay, so I just gotta fix the UI. So how did I do that? I can just go into the crafting machine, because I did it in the exact same way. Yeah, basically just need to store the reference, and yep, that's it. Yeah, just listen to the event, and when the event happens, yeah, that's how I was doing that. So up here, right, because the interactor bot UI is not a building, that is why this one is not. So interactor bot on any destroyed, then go, and I'm pretty much going to do the exact same thing, so I can actually just copy this. If it is an interactor bot, then I'm going to hide it. And yep, all right, so that should fix it. Okay. Which Unity license did you buy? I mean, right now I've got Unity Pro, because since I'm part of the Unity Insiders thing, they give me a Pro key. But yeah, before that I had the Plus, is that the name? Yeah, I had the one above the free. So pretty much, I mean, I think that one is just like $20 a month or something like that. So yeah, definitely if you're going to make games and trying to make it professionally, then yeah, that's a pretty low cost. All right, so like this works. So I can do that. I can refund it. There you go. With that, a bunch of oh right, I didn't add visuals for the electronics just yet. So so yeah, this one is just a green. All right, that's fun. Okay, great. All right, so that does work. So I can do that one. The other one that I needed was the moving object. I think I had one up here. Yeah, there's one over there. Oh, this is kind of the issue. Is that it moves way too fast. But yeah, okay, so I need to do pretty much the exact same thing on the moving object. So that's the, where's my moving the carry vehicle. And I think I already added, yeah, I did already add the buttons the other day. I just didn't actually, because I put out the last update was yesterday at 9 p.m. as I was dying, wanting to go to bed. So all right. Many copies of this game do you expect to sell in the first week? I think the goal that I put on my, I did talk about my goals in the announcement video, in this one right here. Yeah, so basically the goal was, I actually don't remember what I set. What did I say? 1,000? Was that it? What was my, yeah, where did I put my final goals? Where did I put it? Oh, there it is. Yeah, so basically my goals for the game. So the ideal ones, and then the good and the great. So yeah, basically the goal is hit 5,000 wish lists. That is the minimum, which right now is at 2,000, which is actually going pretty well. So if the release is in 2 months, hopefully I should be able to hit at least 5,000. So with that, I should be able to sell 500 copies, and in year 1, maybe sell 1,500, and that would make a monthly income of about $1,000. So that would be my minimum to consider this success, which would be a fun month. So I think I'll be able to hit this, and who knows, perhaps I'll be able to hit this one. So that should be interesting. All right. Okay, what was I doing? The carry vehicle. So let me go inside my carry vehicle. Okay, so I'm going to need to make the events. So what did I call? On any destroyed or demolished? Destroyed. Okay, so on any destroyed, and this one equals null. And let's make another local one, even though I'm actually not using the local event, but yeah, sure. I guess it doesn't hurt. Say I'm going to do pretty much the same thing. So I'm going to obviously need to refactor this at some point in the future after the festival is done. So I just need the building capsule. So just the building capsule, put it like that, and just for this, it should already be working. Okay, so that's good. So just need to assign it, and yep. To write some C++. I think I wrote a little bit in college, so a long time ago, but yeah, never in any serious capacity. So yeah, I remember, was C++ or just C, where I was constantly getting segmentation faults. That was so frustrating. Back then, I didn't really have any skills when it comes to debugging. So yeah, just seeing an error saying segmentation fault, I had no idea what that meant. That was so frustrating. That was definitely quite tricky, yeah. Okay, so building capsule, I just need this one. to be the carry vehicle. And just with that, this should already be working. Let me just go into the UI. Where's my carry vehicle UI? Instead of the building on destroyed, carry vehicle dot unnamed destroyed, just rename this. So carry vehicle on destroyed like that. All right. Think about developing in Java compared to C#. They're actually quite similar. I did do quite a bit of Java. Once again, also in college, that was fun. Yeah, Java was interesting, and going from Java to C# was super easy. So yeah, that was an easy transition. Also, before I was into Unity, I was making games for several years using Flash, and and Flash ActionScript 3.0, that was pretty much the same thing as Java, pretty much the same thing as C#, so that was pretty easy. Put back in capsule, and nope, why did it not work? Did I forget to add the, right, of course, I forgot to remove the comment. All right, you speak Portuguese, yep, same. I mean, I live here, so, yep. Okay. So UI window workflow like, during development, those are placed all over the place, but when the game starts running, they all get merged over there, and now they're pretty much all disabled. So now, for example, where's the carry vehicle UI? So as I approach the carry vehicle, and as I interact with it, there you go, the window enables and is now visible. So put back in capsule, and now it is hidden, disabled. And yep, that also, did that work? Oh yeah, it just dropped the thing that the vehicle was carrying. Okay, great. So yeah, I can pick it up, I can drop it, construct it. What happened about your squad game? What do you mean, what happened? What happened? It was made? I don't know. All right, so yeah, that does work. All right, so I can put this one back in the capsule. Oh man, my voice is already messed up. I have no idea how can people do live streams for several hours. When did I start? At 6:30, so it has only been 1 hour and my voice is already messed up, so yeah. Is each one a separate canvas? Nope, I just got one canvas, and all of these UI elements, those are all channels of the same canvas except for the world objects. So for these ones, these are all individual separate canvas. So for example, over here, the power indicators, each of these objects, like over here, the interactor bot, it's got a world UI, so this is a world canvas. Same thing, all of these are world canvases. Then the dinkies themselves, they also got a bunch of world canvases. So they've got a world UI to show the hunger bar, the health bar, the add-on dinky, and so on. So yeah, quite a lot of UI stuff. All right. You make yourself do all the talking, you're really active. Breathe a bit. Yeah, it's kind of tricky to to actually talk. Yeah, do any work live streaming. Yeah, yeah, that is. Because it's definitely a skill, so I definitely admire people who can live stream and talk nonstop for hours on end. That is really impressive, yeah. And being able to think and talk at the same time, so yeah, it's doing this is quite mentally demanding, mentally and physically, yeah, it's quite tricky. So yeah, QA streams, yeah, those are definitely quite a bit easier trying to do. I mean, it does help that I've got my to-do list to my side, so at least I don't have to think about what to do next. I can just look at all my tasks and figure out which one to work on next. Okay, so I do think I implemented the capsule on all of them. So let's see. What to do if my character is not how I customized it? How did you do that? Did you add a custom texture? Because those need to be manually validated. So I'm going to see if there's any new player textures. Okay, so I'm going to see that, but use Trello. Nope. For project management, I've got a text object, and then I've got a nice basic to-do list, super huge, lots of pages. That's pretty much how I handle things. So yeah, don't really use Trello or something like that. Okay, what was I doing? Just look at the other UI, figure out if there's any of them that still does not. Okay, so yeah, I think those, yeah, the waste disposal, the tower, the carry. Actually, this shouldn't be called waste. Yeah, I forgot that I renamed that. because that one can be used to dispose of anything. So that should really be just called disposal. All right. I mean, when we can play squad game. You mean Survivor Squad? I mean, that game's already out, so you can go play it if you want. If you want to see what was my very first Steam game, you can go ahead and play it. Although Gauntlets is the sequel, which I'm really happy with how this came out. I'm really proud of how this one happened. I do think, even nowadays, I do think it's an interesting game. It's got some interesting mechanics, some interesting design. Obviously, visually, it's quite a bit subpar, but in terms of mechanics, in terms of what I built for this game, I still really like it. So yeah, I do still think this game is really nice. Okay, so I see quite a lot of custom characters. So let me actually validate them. Right, there's another one, and I think that's it. Okay, another one. Yeah, because the character validation, that is manual, so I need to go through the list, click the button in order for them to work. Okay, so I think I've validated all of them. So now let me now it should download. So if any of you over here have a custom character, okay, so I don't know if it didn't download or if the people that made it did not. So Artem, okay, I do see that you uploaded one, but it's you need to link your YouTube account so that the live stream overlay knows which character belongs to you. So yeah, your character already validated it, but it doesn't have the... So just go into your user page and link the YouTube account so that it knows. Okay. Right. What was I doing? Okay, so they all got... Yeah, they can all... Oh, right. There's only... there's the crate object. Yeah, but that one is going to be quite tricky. All right, fine. Let me try doing that one quickly. So I'm going to need another UI to make it for that one. So let's put it up here. And I'm going to put this one, this is going to call the crate container building UI. And inside, yeah, I'm just going to have the close, the refund, the capsule. This one has no settings, no nothing, so crate container. Ah, crap, I can see it. Sorry. All right, so let me just duplicate one of these just to make it easier. All right, so for the crate container building UI, so the crate container building UI. Oh crap. Okay. We go about doing a 3D character that can have different cloth options to wear. That's a bit tricky. There's I did research that topic a little bit when I made a video on character customization. Yeah, and there's basically a ton of options that you can take. So it can be as simple as just spawn something on there. So it can be just spawning objects, but then if you've got skin mesh renders, that becomes a bit more complex. If you've got bones, even more complex. So yeah, doing character customization, there are plenty of options. So just research on the options, see which one best fits your game. Okay. So the crate container building UI. All right, so on this one, I don't have that one. I've got a close. I've got the crate container building for the crate container building. Then I'm going to eventually just do that. I register the UI. I need the crate container building to implement those events. I'm going to need to, I can't rename it because it's bugged on. Oh, this one, all right, because that one is a building. So that one actually makes that part quite a bit easier. So going to that one. This one for crate container building on any of them. Open it. All right, instead of an interactor bot, this is all crate container building. So yeah, this is the kind of thing where it would be helpful if this was instead a generic script instead of constantly having to rename all of this. So yeah. Yeah, I don't have any select interactable, so I don't have any of this. So on the update visual, I just set it. On permanent close, I don't have any extra things, and so on. Throne liberation. Yep, the goal is to go back to that in 24. So yeah, that is hopefully going to be. It should be a fun project. I definitely want to get back to it, but yeah, it's going to take quite a bit of work. So that is why for now I swapped to this simpler project. Even though it's actually been quite a lot of work to get this work. Even though it did start as a super simple project, I wouldn't say that it has gone way too far out of scope, but definitely quite a bit trickier. All right. Okay, so I've got the create container building. So I need the on any OpenUI. So for this one, let me go into the interact alternate. Right, because I didn't even add that, of course. So let me see. It's always easy to remember how I implemented on somewhere else. So yeah, pretty much you can interact alternate. And yeah, I can pretty much just copy the exact same options. Because on this one, I'm never doing an interact alternate. So that is going to be interesting to see. This one is being carried. This one can never be carried, so that is not an issue. If it is holding something, then it should be able to... Yeah, so pretty much the can interact alternate is always going to work. Okay, I need to make sure that this does not break any of the other logic. So I've got the can interact. Yeah, I think actually that should be the easiest way. So return can interact. So basically the same condition. So if I can interact, then I can do the interact alternate. So yeah. All right, so that should work. So negative game message. Okay, so the can interact alternate, that one works. And then I just need the on any OpenUI. When do I call this? Yeah, it's really just the try interact alternate. That is really just all I do. I call the UI, okay, like that. All right, so that should be able to trigger the on any OpenUI. And then on the create container UI, on this one, I should be able to open it. And all right, okay, so I think this should work. Okay. Make an in-depth dots tutorial anytime soon. Yep, I mean, right now I'm super busy trying to get this working, but yeah. Next month, I definitely want to research dots, try to see what has changed and all kinds of things. So yeah, should be fun. Still doing the kitchen chaos course. Ah, that's awesome. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're learning quite a lot. Yeah, that was a fun game to work on. That was interesting. I mean that game and the follow-up multiplayer course was essentially what inspired me to make this game. So yeah, that's definitely was fun making that course. How to make these characters on live stream. I covered pretty much for all the tutorials at the end of this page. That covers pretty much how it all works. So pretty much just an HTTP request to work with the YouTube API, then some mesh-based animations, and this is an entire transparent Unity window, so that's pretty much it. How to keep up with all new software changes? Pretty much just constantly reading the news, so every time Unity announces something, I always see it on Twitter or their blog post, or maybe they tell me directly on Slack or something like that. So yeah, definitely there's quite a lot of stuff, but yeah, it's tricky keeping up. Okay, what was I doing? I was right on one of those. God, I got way too many testing objects. Okay, let's place one over here. Let's build it. Nope. Oh, right, because he's going to say that I cannot interact. Yeah, because on this one, you try to see if it is carrying something, and if it isn't, then it's going to say no. Ah, crap, that's tricky. Ah, damn it, because I really did not want to be copy-pasting all this code. I wanted a bit better. What do you use for version control? For me, I use the most basic thing possible, which is just a basic zip file. At the end of every day, just make a basic zip file with a project, and that's really it. I mean, since I work solo, just by myself, there's really no need for anything super complex. So yeah, for me, super basic and it works. Source of motivation. Thank you for all the videos I've made. Oh, that's awesome. Thank you for watching them. Yeah, I'm glad the videos have helped you. It's awesome. Thanks. Okay, so yeah, basically, the problem here. If it is a carry object parent and carrying something, but why do I care if it's a, trying to think. Yeah, I guess the other one, I've got the interactor bot and I've got the other one. Okay, so basically the problem is whatever this actor is carrying cannot go inside a crate. Okay, so that should not go inside the crate, but it should still. Do I just always? Okay, let me think. Yeah, because basically the issue is if it is the same type or not. So actually, so can interact. So if you can interact, then obviously just return true right away. If not, I think I can still use all those conditions and then just check if crate container. So if this one is holding nothing. So if this one doesn't, actually, is this one holding a, yeah, it is holding a carry object. So has carry object, I think like that it should work. So if this one, yeah, if this one is not holding something, then I'm going to return true, so I can interact alternate. And if it is holding something, then I shouldn't be able to interact with this one. I think that should do it. Okay. Okay, hopefully that works. So let's test. Bought a pack from the asset store, but it just doesn't work. You got to be a lot more specific than that. I mean, if you want someone to help you, you can just say it just doesn't work. Just, what does that mean? Can you not import them? Can you not see the animations? Can you not see the assets? Do you see them in pink? Do you see them? Just saying it doesn't work, that is not very helpful. Okay, right. Different error. What exactly went wrong? DUI has been destroyed. Oh, right, because I forgot to clear the static event. Right, of course. Or I didn't even. No, I did. Did I not? Yeah, no. Oh, right. Well, that's odd. So this should have been breaking something, wasn't it? Okay, that's strange. On the crate container build. Okay, that's strange. That should have been causing some kind of bug before, but it didn't. Okay. I guess nothing was listening to that one? That's a bit strange. Alright, anyways, that should fix it. You played General 0 Hour. Yep, that was an awesome game. Yeah, I loved playing Generals. Although 0 Hour itself, the expansion, I never got too much into it. But yeah, Generals itself was really awesome. And playing Red Alert 2, that was so cool. Tiberian Sun was very strange. So yeah, playing Command & Conquer as a kid was really awesome. Really fun. Okay, great. So just like this, it's already working. Can go, I can refund it. And if it works, I can pick it up, and it even works for things like, for example, this one, which is busy. I can take some stuff out, interact alternate, put back in capsule, and yep, now I can move objects, place them manually. All right, awesome. For the character, when I make an animation controller, for some reason it goes in the same state every time. It's a state that shows in the muscles tab. I don't know, that sounds very specific to the animation. I would say add some debug.logs to see how you're setting the animation parameters and all the things and so on. Please don't spam. Come on, I'm just by myself. Don't make me mod the chat. Yes, handle late joins. Yes, that is something I would like to eventually cover. Pretty much just handles loading objects, but yes. Right. Welcome co-op to Kitchen Chaos. Yep, I would also like to cover that. As always, my issue is just time, so yeah. All those things, I would love to cover them, if only I could find the time. Alright, so yeah, I do think that all of the Yeah, just the mining machine. Okay, so let me just do that one as well. Yeah, because that's the only one missing. Oh, and the fracking machine also needs moving. Actually, right now, there was something else that I wanted to do. Oh, right, I want to check the synchronizing the dinky behavior. So for that, I'm going to need to make a build. Let me just go into the player settings, put it on windowed so I can test it out. Okay, so let me build and run. Think about starting a Twitch channel. Yeah, for me, I don't really. I mean, doing live streams, those are really tricky. So yeah, I mean, I've been doing this for an hour and a little bit. And my voice already messed up. I'm already really struggling. So yeah, I don't see myself becoming a full-time streamer anytime soon. So yeah, for me, streams are just very much sporadic whenever they happen, and yeah, trying to just do the basics. So yeah. Right, so I want to test and see. So let me, yeah, if I just continue, and on this one, oh, right, because on this one, crap, I forgot. Yeah, right. So for testing, I need to change this a little bit. So I need to make sure the other scene shows up first. All right, so that should now work. Let's make another build. Like Kitchen Chaos, and then we build the defender. Oh, that's awesome. Well, I hope you'll learn a lot from Kitchen Chaos. That was fun, so I hope you'll learn a lot. Nice. Okay. All right. Make a better tutorial at first. Yep, I definitely want to expand upon the game's tutorial. There's still quite a bit, but yeah, right now I definitely do want to expand upon the options. Okay, so I've got a client connected, and basically the issue is, yeah, the client inspects something and it says they're all idle, so it's not currently synchronizing the state. Okay, so let me think, how do I solve this? So let me go into the actual Dinky script. And for the behavior, I've got the active Dinky behavior, but I cannot really synchronize this, can I? Actually, this is a network behavior, so maybe I can synchronize this? Huh. Okay, let's see. Huh. Does this actually work? I don't think so. Can I make a network variable of this? Because alright, trying to think. Yeah, because this one sets it. Right, I think I'm actually, okay, I'm trying to think. Actually, yeah. Alright, no. Active Dinky behavior index, network variable, just network variable of int. Alright, so I've got this one. And on network spawn, let's add a listener on this. So I'm probably going to need that. So I've got this guy, and when that happens, do I change the on Dinky behavior changed? I guess I could fire that on this one as well, so that the client actually learns about it. Are you Portuguese? Yep, I am. Well, make another Q&A. Well, I'm trying to work and answer questions at the same time, so I'm kind of trying to do both at the same time. Thank you for Kitchen Chaos. That's awesome. Glad you liked it. Nice. General web dev languages would be a good idea to write a server for a game. Maybe, but that sounds very strange. I mean, if I were making a game with a dedicated server, I would just use Unity for the dedicated server. Trying to do a custom web server to handle the dedicated server, that sounds really tricky. Like you would have to translate Unity objects into something in your web server, so that would be quite tricky. So personally, no, I would just use, I mean, technically it is possible. You're just throwing bytes around, but yeah, doing something like this, yeah. The Unity Discord, yeah. Sorry, I'm not on Discord, so I don't know. Guys, what's this game idea? I mean, you can go play it right now. So the demo is available on Steam Next Fest. So go ahead and go there. And also, if you haven't already, go ahead and add it to your wish list. So I'm basically working on the demo right now, trying to keep working on. Okay, what was I doing? Changing the active index. Okay, so this is the because basically for this one, yeah, this one doesn't actually. So could it be this easy? All right, okay. But this one equals, yeah, if I'm just going to synchronize the index, I can go in there on this index. So this new value, or let me grab the active network variable dot value. So I can just grab that one. So debug.log. Let me do the active dinky behavior on this one. So all I need to do is when I modify the active dinky behavior, so when I go onto this one, so update behavior, that one cancels it and sets it on idle. And this one is always going to run the server, so like this, it should work. So I go into the dinky behavior array. Can I get an index of? Oh, I can't get an index of. I need to do system.array.index of. Index of first the array, then the value, which is, well, the active dinky behavior, right? Okay, so yeah, pretty much just like this. So every time that I change the active dinky behavior, I'm going to update the network variable. So that one is going to cancel it and is going to modify it. And yeah, I think that is those are the only places where I'm actually saving and setting it. All right, okay, so let's see if the client is receiving those messages. Okay, let's try building and running. Tutorial on how to make a transparent window assistant from Viber or Telegram. I mean, I did cover a transparent Unity window, so for that part, I do have it. It's the same thing that I'm using down here for the overlay. So that's how you make a transparent window. And then for how you contact that, I mean, you gotta look into their API, but it's going to be the same thing that I'm using down here. So how to do an HTTP request from Unity. So you combine those two with whatever API you want, and yep, you can build pretty much any interesting overlay you want. Okay, so I've got the demo here. Let me just start a brand new game. Okay, so let me go back in the main menu. Let's create a new game, and on this one, let's connect as a client. Okay, so I've got the client connected, and now let me open up the console to be able to see things. Oh crap, network prefab not found. Did this one also? No, okay, so that's strange. I'll have to look into that one. Right, so you got the player ID. Was that one supposed to? Okay, so if I go here, if I tell you to gather resource nodes from this area, go ahead. And on this one, and yep, there you go, it did work. It did got the gather resource node behavior. And if I go into this one and I inspect, all right, awesome. Okay, so that's already working. Well, that's cool. Okay, I didn't expect that to be that easy, but it was. We're only just synchronizing a basic int, and yeah, it worked right away. So if I spawn another dinky, he's going to be idle. So yep, that one is idle. And now on the host, I'm going to interact with it. I'm going to tell it to do something, and the idle icon should disappear and start the order, and yep, it does. And I go and I inspect, yep, it is indeed doing that. And now I can go on this one. Can I tell it to pick up objects? Well, I can't because that one is, well, tell it to follow me. And now if I go into that one, and yep, that one is following. All right, awesome. Okay, so that works, so that's cool. Whew, all right. I didn't expect that one to be actually that easy, so that was a fun one. Yeah, dinky behavior is nicely synchronized. All right. Okay, one more thing that I want to implement, the waste chance, because right now the game doesn't have too much waste. Don't you want to work at a game studio with a team? Not really. I enjoy working by myself. And over here in Portugal, there really aren't many games. Oh, well, that's fun. Well, so there's a bug that I gotta fix. All right, so let me add that to the list because that is going to be quite tricky. So yeah, fix dinky follow player disconnect. Alright, so I'm gonna have to fix that one. That is going to be tricky. Alright, for another easy one, I need to save the tutorial. Live in Portugal? Yep. Right here. Okay. Want to make a drop down an input field from TextMesh Pro, but I can't interact with it. What do you mean by that? Being transparent shouldn't stop you from interacting with it, as long as the object is marked as a raycast target, then you can interact with it whether it's transparent or not. In fact, that's how you can make basically a blocker image. If it's an image and it's got raycast target enabled, then it's going to receive events. So yeah. Oh, Eliane, hey, how's it going? Oh, have you been working on the game? I hope it's going well. Nice. Become an indie game dev. Ah, that is awesome. Hey, I hope it goes well. That's cool. Yeah, doing paperwork is tricky, but hey, that makes it official. So congrats, that's awesome. Nice. All right. In transparent window, I can't interact with the input field. Do you mean you have an input, you have a transparent window on top? If you have a transparent window on top and you want the clicks to go through, then you do the opposite. You go into that window, that image, and you set raycast target to false. Alternatively, you can add a canvas group if it's more than just an image. You can add a canvas group and make the entire canvas group, which is going to be this object and whatever is a child of this. And you can disable blocks raycast, and that will be able to go through any objects in the UI. So I'm working on it right now while listening to you. Ah, that's awesome. Well, best of luck with development. That's cool. Okay. All right. So I want to save the tutorial because right now I'm pretty sure that I didn't save it. What did I call it? The tutorial manager. Let me just close these windows. There's way too much stuff here. Right. Yeah, the tutorial isn't really saving, so I need to save all of this. Okay, that should be easy. So let me see the other simple systems that I'm saving. What's the closest? Yeah, I guess the tech tree, even though this one is actually quite a bit complex. Yeah, the HQ is doing like that. Yeah, okay, but let me go into the tech tree. Make all the assets yourself? Nope, I picked up pretty much all the assets from the asset store. I think the only things that I made myself were, yeah, pretty much the visuals for the windows, the things, but yeah, all these visuals. So this one is for the Cinti Sci-Fi pack, the background that is also from the Cinti Sci-Fi pack, the characters are from a different one. So yeah, I'm planning to make a video covering all the assets that I'm using to make the game, which should be a fun video, should be interesting. Okay, so I need to save and load the tutorial, and for that I really, yeah, this one is in enum, so that is actually going to be super simple. So that's the only data that I need to save, just the tutorial stage and nothing else, because everything else is already perfect. So yeah, just the tutorial stage equals the tutorial stage, and I don't need any of this. So I pretty much don't need any of these. Add an afterload action. Oh, that's actually interesting, because the way that I was making the tutorial, okay, so that completes and goes on to the next tutorial. All right, I don't need, I just need to, yeah, exactly. And the activate tutorial, that one is going to the, so I actually, yeah, but I should probably do it afterwards in order to prevent any issues. So yeah, just go into the, save object and grab the tutorial stage, just activate it, and yep, that is going to do that. Why I don't have super chat button? I don't know. Are you talking on YouTube? I don't think I changed anything. So how many wish lists are you getting per day on the Steam Fest? On the first day, it was like 300, which was really nice. I was expecting something like 150, so getting 300, that was really good. And on the second day was 200. So yeah, that's really, so far it has been really good. I mean, I was hoping to make, to get about 1,000 wish lists for the Steam Fest. So getting 500 on the first 2 days, that is really cool, yeah. Your FPS course, you use some, you're talking about the visual scripting course? Yeah, that one is just fully visual scripting. There's no code anywhere on that course. So yeah, although of course, everything that is being built there, you could definitely do it with C# if you wanted. That would be a fun challenge to be able to go through that course and convert into C#. That would be interesting. So the tutorial manager, let me save that. So I've got the HQ, and for the tutorial manager, I'm going to go tutorial manager. Do I've got an instance? I do got an instance. Okay, great. So that is going to save all of that and just go tutorial manager, load the tutorial manager. Okay, so that should really be it. So saving the tutorial state should be quite easy. You are so good at programming, bro. Not really good, more experienced, I would say. Just because I've been writing code for 25 years, so yeah, by now it's pretty natural. Just anything that any of these tasks that I have on my giant to-do list, I know that I have the skills required to actually build them. I just need to actually do it. So yeah, pretty much the answer is always just experience. Okay, so let me craft a crate container. All right, so let's go. Although I think, yeah, I do think that all of these tutorial stages, part of this math as a programmer, I mean, just the basics. As long as you know the basics, that is going to be more than good enough. So, right, this one. Yeah, so as long as you know some basic math, some basic vector math, pretty much that's all you need. You don't need anything complex. For me, I actually don't remember. Did I fail in calculus, or I think I failed once and then I made it on the second semester. I don't know, but yeah, complex math is definitely not my thing. So yeah, you don't need anything too complex, just basic algebra, basic trigonometry, whatever it is, vectors, things. That's pretty much. Oh yeah, if you want to do super low level graphic stuff, then yeah, that requires quite a lot more math. But if you're just working with Unity, just working with an engine, they don't really need too much. Right. So yeah, because this one is not listening to that. So actually like this, I do think it should already be working. Okay, so the tutorial's on the state load a second dinky. So let's save the file name, go back into the main menu, and let's continue. And okay, that was, huh. Okay, that went, because kind of like, okay, that's a bit odd, because I did do the activate tutorial, and the tutorial, oh, I still forgot to add this message, and let's get rid of it. Why did you, okay, that's strange. The tutorial skipped all of these. Why did you skip all of these? The function timer didn't load. It went into the dinky behavior, which then fired off the event. Oh, right. Okay, so that's interesting, because basically it's going to, all right. But actually, why did you go into that one? Did I mess up the logs? That's a bit strange. Oh no, it makes sense, I think. Yeah, he's going into feed dinky, which he shouldn't be, but oh right, because he unloads it right away. All right, I'm trying to figure out what is the logic, not the active tutorial, but the, so let's do a log here. How is this code compiled so quickly? I don't know. Sometimes people talk about being stuck in the compilation for minutes, and I don't know, for me, I don't think my CPU is anything too special. I think I've got like a 5950X, which is pretty good, don't get me wrong, but it's like 4 years old, something like that. So I don't know, it's strange. People talk about how their code takes ages to compile, whereas for me, even on a big project, it still doesn't take too long. So it is strange. Okay, let me see, how is it actually loading? Plan to make another Unity course? Yeah, sure, of course. I mean, the issue is always finding the time to do things. But yeah, especially one on Unity dots. I definitely would like to make a nice fun mini project on that. So that is definitely something that I would love to have the time to do. Okay, so he's going to load. But that's not what now I don't even remember. What did I save? Because I was on the second. Okay, let me make the save file again. Because I don't remember what did I save. .save debug.log on my tutorial stage just to see what am I saving right here. Can save on the automatically reload. Yeah. Previously it was only reloading when I go, but yeah. But right now, I think it was this version they changed the defaults, which annoyed me at first, but right now it's actually working quite well. Video of a problem. Are you talking about the asset thing? I think the best, oh crap, it's not continuing. I think the best thing is contacting the asset store developer if you're having problems with some specific asset. That is probably going to be the best thing. Skip my question. I skipped your question about game architecture. That is a very broad topic. That is something that is really difficult to cover. But yeah, wait, oh, that's not what I want. But I did make sure to talk about that quite a lot in my, hey, Timo Jones, hey, thanks for being here, nice. But I did cover that quite a lot in my free course. So in my 10-hour course, I do talk about code architecture quite a lot. So if you want to focus on that, definitely go ahead, watch the course. And yeah, I talk quite a bit about general architecture things. Okay, so ordered it, let me spawn that one. And I think this is where yeah, okay, so I built it. Yeah, this is where I saved it, I think. All right, so I'm saving on the state, clone the second dinky. So let's see if I save. If I go and it saves, clone second dinky. Okay, makes sense. So now let's go out, let's go back in. Actually, I didn't need to close, but okay. Let's go back into the main menu and let's continue. And now on loading, why did you go back to that one? Oh, never mind. Right, of course. What? Okay, now I'm a bit confused. Oh, right, because I didn't actually print the thing. Right, because I've got the after load action. So basically it's spawning all the dinkies, automatically completing the first one, and then goes into the second one, and yeah, so on. Yeah. Yep, it is the Cinti Sci-Fi Worlds pack. Yep, that is indeed the one. All right. Okay, so this was a bit confusing, but I think I've figured it out. Face pops up here that I still need to finish the free dive course. Yeah, definitely go for it. How much do you have left? Definitely take your time, go slow, just a little bit, day by day, and soon enough you will have it completed. Yeah. Okay. I'll beat procrastination. Procrastinating you with you. All right, but just make sure that when I finish the stream, which will be in about 30 minutes, definitely go ahead and watch the course, follow it for about 10 minutes. If you do just a tiny bit every single day, then yeah, even if it takes you, sometimes people are like, sometimes there are some comments on that course, people saying something like, oh, I feel bad because it took me like a month to go through the course. And I'm thinking it took me a decade or more to learn everything in that course. So if you manage to go through the course in 1 month or 2 months or 3 months or whatever, you're already doing so much better than me. So yeah, definitely take your time, go slow just a little bit. And if you fully understand everything, then you will have learned quite a lot. So yeah. I appreciate you watching it. So thanks for being here. All right, okay. So basically the issue is that I'm loading the tutorial. The tutorial is loading on the clone second dinky. But then as the tutorial loads that, it is going to load that stage. So it is going to activate the stage for cloning the second dinky. No, that actually makes no sense. No, it does make sense. Yes, because it's going to listen to this one, which in turn is going to fire off the events. Okay, so one way would be over here, instead of completing right away, I would have to check for the dinky amount. That's one way to do it. Or perhaps a simpler way is just to load this after a little bit. Just make sure that the tutorial loads after the end, which actually, yeah, actually, if I just load the tutorial at the very end, I think that should solve all those problems. I think so. So now it should spawn the dinky, go like that, and it should no longer skip onto fit a dinky. It should go. I even tell the second one to grab resources. Oh, right, because I'm just listening for. All right, yeah, okay. So I think this won't fix it, but I think I should still fix the other one. How to make a battle royale game, and I am new to Unity. Well, if you are still a beginner, I would definitely encourage you to limit your scope. Do something much smaller. Making a battle royale game, that is a massive scope. That's a huge project, so I would not recommend that genre for beginners. So I would say watch my free course, which is a nice, easy to learn thing. So yeah, I would definitely say focus on something much smaller, or maybe do something like Flappy Bird, maybe Tetris, maybe Pac-Man. Yeah, if you're a beginner, that's the kind of skill that you should be thinking of instead of a battle royale, which is quite complex. But anyways, okay, so it worked. So here I am, clone a second dinky, and yep, it did work perfectly. So it goes into that one, and loads like that. And the tutorial state is now correctly saving and loading. All right, awesome. Okay, so another one. So save the tutorial state, yep. And if you just joined and you didn't see, how do I handle my to-do list? Where's my camera? I don't see. Hey, there you go. That's all the things. Just super basic to-do list. Just like that. That really helps beat procrastination, motivation, all kinds of things. So as long as I got a list of things to work on, I can just go through all these lists. And yeah, pretty much just complete my tasks one by one. All right, so yeah, what do you do in your free time? I mean, I go walk my dogs. I go to the gym. I go for a run. Pretty much it. Yeah, pretty much that's the only free time that I've got. I was playing Zelda, and I was really enjoying it. But yeah, that was like 3 weeks ago since I started really crunching on making this demo, getting everything done in time. So yeah, it's been about 3 weeks since I touched Zelda. So yeah, next week when things hopefully become a bit more calm, I definitely want to get back to it and hopefully complete the game because I was really enjoying it. It's a really interesting game, lots of interesting systems. So yeah, I definitely would like to have some free time to get back to it. That should be fun. Okay, what was I doing? So the remaining buildings refund. I think that one is working. Right. Right, so let me just do the mining waste chance. Okay, because that one is so for that, let me go into the resource node SO. Okay. Where is it? Resource node? Oh yeah, the resource amount for the resource node. Okay, so okay, so over here, let me do a float for the waste spawn chance, and by default it's going to be 0. Okay, so now let's go, for example, onto the let's say on the player. Well, it's not on the player actually. It's on the it's on the resource node itself. So on the resource node, I got a resource node SO. Okay, so on can interact, okay, I'm going to do whatever. And on try interact, oh, this was one of the first ones. Wiki comma pressing to search, that's control and the comma thing. So the comma, control comma goes into this control all. Then you can search for types. So in order to move between things, for example, find the player, I can find all the references for the player, or I can go into the player.cs and it opens up the player file. So that is actually a super useful shortcut. Yeah, pretty useful. And then control tab for switching between the tabs. That is actually quite useful. If you do it just once, it goes back and forth. If you go multiple times, you can go into any, and you can even click with the mouse. That also works. So yeah, definitely learning how to make, learning how all of the shortcuts work. That is quite useful. Okay. Right, so the try interact. Now the problem is that back when I implemented this, I was still doing. Okay, so basically I want the what do you do here? So float for the, what did I call it? On the resource node, waste spawn chance. Okay, so bool spawn waste equals random.range. So I'm going to randomize between 0 and 1f. And so if this one is under the resource node as so, the waste spawn chance. If so, then true. If not, oh, just like this, yeah. Oops. Right, yeah, so the spawn chance, if I put it at 1, then it's going to spawn 100%. Okay, so if spawn waste, then I'm going to want to spawn some waste. If not, then I'm going to want to spawn the regular resources. Okay, how old are you? I just turned 35 about a month ago, so that's interesting, yeah. I guess for a bunch of people, 35 is super old. No, honestly, I definitely don't feel it. I still feel pretty young, so yeah, definitely. It's nice. Okay, spawn waste. So on this one, I'm spawning an object and giving it to the parent. Yeah, this is some of the first code that I wrote, so I'm going to need to kind of refactor this. But yeah, I do think this is the one that it spawns the object and then adds the, oh, right, it adds the explosion force. Okay. Or do I give it to the player? No, I think, yeah, all right. So I go into the I carry object, spawn a carry object, and I'm going to spawn of waste. So let me go, yeah, probably store it in the game assets. So carry object list, spawn some waste on this transform.position. Okay, so I think that's it. That should actually be quite easy. All right. Could not code for game objects. Become limiting in larger sized games. Technically, yes. I mean, they say that it's limited, that it's meant for small scale games, although I haven't yet tested to see what the limits are. I mean, right now, for the game that I'm developing, I don't have it very well optimized, meaning all of the tons of, oh crap, no, I didn't name the, yeah. Yeah, basically all of these objects, those are all being networked. So there's quite a lot of objects roaming around here. And right now everything still works in multiplayer. So I don't know what are the limits. They do say small scale, but over here I've got, I don't know, maybe 100 objects, maybe 50 objects. And I've tested it with up to 4 players and everything still worked quite well. So yeah, I don't know. They do say that it's meant for small scale, but so far I have not yet encountered the limits of those. So far, I'm quite happy with netcode for game object. It has been quite well. Can't thank you enough for Kitchen Chaos multiplayer. Oh, that's awesome. Make a working multiplayer third-person shooter. Oh, that's really cool. Hey, congrats. Yeah, that's nice. Yeah. Congrats on learning something and building upon it. That is really awesome. That is how you really learn. So yeah, great job. Nice. Okay, what was I doing? Should make a zoom scroll wheel for this game. Yeah, right now the camera is fixed just because I didn't have time, but yeah, I definitely want to add a tiny bit of zoom in, zoom out. I want to be able to rotate the camera. That's actually one of the things I've got on my to-do list, so yeah, definitely want to implement that. Hey, lá de Brasil, sei que você é de Portugal. Hey, abraço, nice, thanks for being here, yeah. What time is it in Brazil right now? Since it's on the other side, I assume it's like 3 p.m. maybe. So that's nice. Hey, thanks for being here. Yeah, on this random Wednesday. It's nice. About demos being discovered and doing overall on Steam. Yep, so far it's actually doing quite well. I mean, in terms of wishlists, it got 500 wishlists in the first 2 days. So yeah, so far I'm quite pleased with the results on things. So yeah, it has going quite well, and the response has been great and lots of feedback. So thanks for all the people who have been playing the demo and giving feedback. It has been tricky to keep up with everything. There are still a bunch of messages that I haven't replied, so I still gotta go back to that. So yeah, thank you all so much for the feedback. It has definitely been extremely useful in terms of adding tons of stuff to my to-do list. Yeah, right. 3 p.m. in the US. Yeah, nice. Okay, what was I doing? resource nodes. All right, so let me go into my resource node SO. Okay, let's say the food is going to spawn waste every single time. So put it on 1. All right, so let's see if now food, instead of spawning food, let's see if it spawns some waste. Hopefully it should, which should be fun. So let's continue. Do pretty much this one. So here's some food, and if I go, let's see. And if there you go, it did work. It did spawn some waste. So there you go. Instead of food, I grabbed some waste. All right, so that's a cool mechanic. That's exactly what I want to do. Though, yeah, if the player's on top, it gets a bit buggy. So maybe I should spawn it a little bit above, maybe. Yeah, let me spawn it just a tiny bit above. So when I'm spawning the waste on transform position, plus vector 3 dot up. Yeah, just dot up, just 1 unit. That should be enough to do it. And let me actually play around. Should the player automatically pick it up? He does if it is the right thing, but for waste, I do think it makes more sense for it to just show up, since waste is not intended. So I do think that not picking it up automatically, I do think that is hopefully better. So for this one, well, let's say for food, spawn 0 waste, and on the gem green, let's say 0.5. And let's see what that one does. All right. Running out of water, so it's gonna be about time in a little bit. Okay. Let me continue. Hey, a custom character. Hey, that's nice. That's fun. Right, let's go. It's one. Oh, right. Did I put 0 on the food? Yeah, right. I put 0 on the food, so it's spawning food. Okay, so that's good. Use a special keyboard and mouse. Nope, it's all pretty basic. Although I do have a little wrist thing, because this keyboard is actually pretty nice. It's actually pretty low profile, but still, just using it without this is a very steep angle. So I really like just a little rubber thing that really helps. Like this, I can type no problems. And the mouse being wireless also helps really good in terms of making the mouse real light, really easy to hold. Right, okay, so as I do that... Okay, so good news is it worked. Bad news is, why did the dinky... It seems like the dinky... Is the dinky... Oh, I think I might have made it essentially not go through the interact action. Let me go into the gather resource node dinky behavior. So this one, yeah, exactly. It's going to gather the resource and then spawns it. All right. I do think the logic should more be, right, I made that because okay, let's do private ball test should spawn waste, test chance should spawn waste, and I'm basically going to do this, and if so, then you're going to do that. If not, then you're going to do that. So let's make this one public. So now on this one, I can go into the resource node, test should spawn waste. So if you do that, if so, then I'm going to want to spawn waste. And if not, and let's put it on times 2f just to make it exactly the same. And if not, then you're going to do that. And this one doesn't actually remove the amount, right? Yeah, it doesn't. Okay, good. Right. Okay, so now the dinky should also be gathering waste. So let's see if that does happen. Nightmare Fuel Knuckles. Yeah, it was a bit of a strange sprite. How did you come up with the dinky name? Well, I actually asked ChatGPT. So I talked about that process a little bit in the announcement video. So if you want to see how that came about. But yeah, pretty much I asked ChatGPT to give me cute sounding words for some cute creatures. And it generated a bunch of them, and one of them was Dinky, which I thought was quite fun. So that was interesting. All right, yeah, it spawned some waste. So that's cool. All right, so that did work. Now, obviously, I still gotta design all the things, design these spawn chains. Obviously, these ones are not supposed to spawn waste. But did he spawn? Oh, it was a experiment pellet. Right, yeah. Yeah, I think so. Because it seemed like it spawned 2 of them. Actually, yeah, right, it's an experience pellet. Yeah, but 2 is spawning a bit too high, so I think I'm just going to put 1, yeah. On both of them, yeah, 2F is a bit too high, so just put 1F, even though, yeah, I guess I can omit it if it's 1F. Monkey best man ever. Ah, I mean, it's great. I love that my videos have helped you. Only shadows from ambient occlusion. Yep, that is true. And that is actually a funny thing, which actually wasn't funny at all. That was actually very frustrating. But basically, so one of the last things that I did before I published the demo was work on the environment. So I built the environment out of a whole bunch of things. It is actually one task that I really dislike doing. So building this entire map, that was really annoying, trying to get something. But I finally got it working, and once I got it working, for some reason, there's something in the shader that these environments use that somehow makes it all messed up. So basically the answer was to remove the shadows. Where do I... Because that is still a visual bug that I cannot figure out. No, right, I disabled it on the other one. So if I go on settings, on the renderer, and I cast shadows. So now on this one, over here on the editor, everything actually still works quite well. So if I go in, let's go, continue, spawn. And there you go, it works well. So the character has a shadow. So I can pick up something, I can throw it. Yep, got shadows, perfect. But now if I were to make a build, and this is the part that really destroyed me. Now let's see if the bug still happens or not. Because basically the issue was as soon as I made a build, for some reason the build had flickering shadows and I have no idea what was going on. And my only answer was really just disabling shadows. So let's see if the same thing still happens. Where's he get the graphics? Yeah, I got them pretty much all from the asset store. So I just made some basic sprites myself. Everything else just comes from the asset store. So yeah. Why'd you switch from 2D to 3D games? Well, the answer is because I learned how to use the asset sorter. That's pretty much it. Because for me, I only know how to draw 2D assets. So yeah, in order to move to 3D, as soon as I learned that the asset sorter exists, I was able to do that. And yep, there you go. Here's the problem. So this is why I had to disable shadows. This is a bug that I still have not figured out. I have no idea what is causing this. It only happens on this. If I run on the editor, there are no problems, no issues, nothing. But over here on the build, I don't know, there's something with the normal, something with the mesh. There's something very strange. But yeah, the strange thing is really how the editor works perfectly fine. Here are the shadows, everything works great. But on the build itself, for some reason, everything gets messed up. The player character, the shadow appears and then disappears. So yeah, very strange graphical bug. I have no idea what is going on. I'll have to inspect this, figure out why is this happening. This is very, very strange. Yeah, I definitely also hate those bugs that only happen in build. I thought everything was working great, and then everything suddenly broke. What is the graphic quality in the build? Yeah, it's the same one. So both are using the exact same render pipeline asset. Everything is exactly the same, so I have no clue, no idea why this is happening. So I tried baking the light and it didn't work, didn't do anything. All of these objects are marked as static, so yeah. Yeah, I do think it is something in the shader, so I'll have to look into it. This is actually a pretty complex shader. It's from the asset pack, so it's a tri-planar shader. I have no idea if that is what is causing the issues. But yeah, it is on this shader, because if I use a different shader, then everything works without issues. So yeah, there's something with this shader on this build that for some reason, for some strange reason, it just bugs out. So yeah, basically that's the answer as to why there's no shadows in the final game right now. Yep, I did try out the normal bias. I tried changing everything. I was spinning for like 2 or 3 hours modifying all of these settings, all of the things. I was changing the distance, changing the cascades. Over here, setting the depth bias, the normal bias. I was modifying all of this, tried tons of stuff, and nothing actually worked. So yeah, that was something that was really insane. I have no idea what the answer is, but the simple solution is really just disabling the shadows, which actually, since the game does have ambient occlusion, that actually ends up quite well. I don't think it's too noticeable. I mean, now that I've mentioned it, now you will notice that it's lacking quite a bit of shadows, but thankfully for the game, the way the camera is set up, it doesn't look too noticeable. But yeah, I'll definitely have to figure out how that is working. Turn off shadow casting terrain. Yep, this is not it's not an actual terrain. It's just a mesh renderer with a mesh. So yeah. Ah, boy, my voice is already messed up. Right. Okay, so all right, so I was just doing that one. So the mining waste chance, let me just set some basic values and I'll have to balance them and do things. Share this shadow issue in other projects? Nope, never. So yeah, very strange thing. Right. So the resource node, the food should not spawn in chance. What taking? Tajiki. Oh, I got that open. Opa. Hey, taking Hey. Come on. Hey, come on. Right. Okay. Okay, baby. Okay, shabai. Right. Okay. Right. So the food for the gem black, motivational dog. Yeah. Can our dog write some code? Maybe. I don't know. I've never asked her. Okay. So yeah, maybe the gem black, the gem green. This one is not supposed to spawn any waste, and the purple. This one is meant to be quite wasteful, so like 0.7. Then the red, let's say 0.4. The yellow, let's say 0.2, and the stone also 0. Okay, so just some basic things. Then I'll have to balance all of this. All right. Okay, so I think that's gonna be it because my voice is already messed up, and yeah, but I did manage to do quite a lot of things. So yeah, the money waste chance. Oh, actually, no. Actually, I don't know that I fully did this. Because there is still the mining machine. Because since I didn't implement it on the resource node itself, it was on this one. Okay, so I also need to implement the same thing on the mining machine. So let me just do this and verify things. So it's really as simple as that. So on the mining machine, it is going to ask the same question. So should you spawn waste? If so, spawn some waste. If not, then spawn this. And for the mining machine, yeah, for this one, let's put it on the 2F and everything should work. Okay, so let me just verify that the mining machine is working. And with that, everything's gonna be pretty good. I was stuck at constructing rocket. I mean, it's awesome that he made it that far, but yeah, the rocket right now doesn't have a fully an end goal. So yeah, sorry about that, but yeah, I don't have. Yeah, the rocket only has 2 stages right now. Yeah, that actually reminds me that I should probably add at least just make it functional. So yeah, sorry about that. I'll try to fix that in a little bit. Okay, for now, let me just focus on this one. So I made that one have a spawning. Let me spawn a mining machine. So let me pick up one of these, craft it, and let's see if it goes. And there you go, it spawns a bunch of waste. All right, so that's cool. All right, awesome. So it's working on the mining machine, it's working on the player, and it's working on the dinkies. So I can go into all of these, and everything works. All right, let me just go into the food. Okay. Okay, so yeah, actually, since I'm here, might as well try doing that. So yeah, basically because it's on the rocket. Oh, I actually did implement these stages. well, then it's gem for that, but yeah. So actually, yeah, I think the only issue is that, well, let me try doing this. So let me back the main menu, let me start a new game. And now, in fact, I'm currently braced on separate lines. Yeah, everyone has their preferred style. For me, I quite like them like this, but yeah, if you like it on new line, by all means, go ahead and do it. Just follow whatever makes sense to you. Did I not put the rocket here? Oh, I did. Capsule rocket. We got 99 rockets. Okay. So let's place... Oh, why does the rocket... Okay, that's strange. Why do you not have a material assigned? Well, now that's weird. Oh, because I didn't set the... Didn't I? Wait, why are you even... Oh, right, because I put it just the black ones. Okay, so let me just quickly fix that. And actually, I just need to just open up the network prefab, just make sure that nothing breaks. Where's my rocket? So the rocket base is right there. Just make sure. Okay, so on the rocket base, send yes to yourself. Nope, I'm using various asset packs because I definitely cannot do I cannot do any visuals myself. So yeah, I am not doing that. Okay, so just on the selected, just put the stylized and the selected, even though it shouldn't be interactable. So that is why pretty much is scalable. I mean, that depends on the scale. Right now I've managed to get up to something like 50 networked objects with 4 players and everything still works. So yeah, that really depends on exactly what you mean by scale. Okay, so let me spawn a rocket and some crate containers. Okay, so let me take the rocket, spawn the rocket and build it. Oh crap. Oh crap, did you... I hate this bug. This is an annoying netcode for game objects bug, where sometimes if you modify a prefab, for some reason, over here on the prefab list, for some reason this one goes missing. This is a really annoying bug. I really hope they fix this. This is something that has driven me insane for quite some time. So for some reason, when you modify something, sometimes it generates a brand new prefab instance, prefab thing, and for some reason that was on the references. So I need to go back to all the objects and drag all the references. So I need to put it in there, and over here let me find the rocket base, and yep, I've got a missing prefab, so I need to drag the reference, and okay, I think that's it. Okay. How many years with Unity? I started in December of 2012. So where are we? 23. So I've been using Unity for a bit over 10 years. Yeah, it's been quite a while, quite some time. Yeah, definitely quite a bit of time. How many players have you tried to run netcode for game objects? I've only tried up to 4. So yeah, I haven't done any serious stress tests. So yeah, that is actually something that I very much would like to do. Try to push it to the limit to see how far it can go. But yeah, so far I'm actually quite happy with how it all works. It is all... Oh, I need to place this one. Yeah, so far, yeah, the netcode, the overlay, all of that works quite well. Okay. How old are you and how long in programming? I started writing code, I started writing IRC scripts back when I was 10 years old. So if I'm now 35, it's been 25 years. So yeah, quite a long time. Quite a long time. No inputs have 1 green crystal. Okay, so I need to get the green crystals and then the other ones. Okay, let me spawn some just to be able to see some green crystals. And then I'm going to need, I think it's some stone. So let me drop some stone here, some green crystals there. Will this have controller support? Yep, I didn't manage to make it over here in time for the... Oh, this one also doesn't have a... Oh, it takes food. But yeah, the final version will indeed have gamepad support. So yep, that is definitely something that I need to implement. Okay, so let me pick up some food. So these, interact. And okay. Let me put it this way: is it difficult or easy to make a decent living out of publishing indie games? The answer is it really depends on what does decent living mean for you. That really is the answer. I mean, one of the things that has helped me quite a lot is simply the fact that I live in Portugal, which is a low cost of living country. So when I first started doing this professionally and I was making enough to move out of my parents' house, I was living on about $700 a month. So yeah, if you only need $700 a month to live, then indie game development is actually quite doable. But on the other hand, if you live in something like San Francisco and you need 10 grand a month in order to consider it a decent living, then yeah, at that point it is quite a lot more difficult. So yeah, the answer as to whether indie game dev is easy or hard, it really depends on your costs. The more you spend, the harder it is. Okay, so basically the logic is working. It simply just never completes. Okay, so I'll have to come up with something because, yeah, like this. Let me just inspect the debug. Network object ID. I've got the building capsule and the stage. Oh, stage is undone, yeah. So I just need a rocket world UI, so I'll need to figure that out. So the rocket world UI. All right. Okay, so I'll have to fix that. But for now, I'm already pretty messed up. My voice is going. It's almost 9 p.m. So yeah, definitely need to go. Still got to do a lot of work, a lot of things. But yeah, this was a productive live stream. I did manage to do quite a lot of tasks. So yeah, quite a lot of progress. I'm just going to clean up things a little bit and put out an update, hopefully in the next 30 minutes, something like that. So yeah, that should be interesting. Situation where you're studying programming, but when you are, you try to do something, you struggle a lot. I mean, struggling is definitely part of the learning process. So yeah, if you are struggling with learning something, that's perfectly normal. Don't get frustrated, just keep going little by little. All right, okay, so I am really all messed up, so let me just set things up in order to go close the light. Is everything still working on Steam? I actually don't even know, because I'm using Restream for the first time. I assume, let me actually open up here. Let me go Dinky Guardians. If I go onto the Steam page, is the live stream still there? Yep, there it is. All right, that's fun. Okay, so that's cool. So, all right, so this was the first time streaming on Steam. I have no idea what that does, what that means. I have no clue. Who knows? Maybe some of you came over from Steam. I don't know. But okay, anyway, so yeah. Go ahead and go play the game, add it to your wish list, try the demo, do something. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you have fun. All right, so I'm going to go into that one just like that. All right, so yeah, once again, thank you all so much. I need to rest a little bit, so I hope you found this enjoyable, entertaining, interesting. So yeah, thank you all so much for being here. Okay, so there's my back. All right, so thank you all so much, and bye. I'll see you next time. All right, bye everyone.